Hello fellow video game collectors! Welcome to the second episode of my quest for N64, where I am trying to get a complete loose N64 collection. There are 296 US titles, and I'm currently at 152 games, with 144 games to go. So, let's get started. All the games I'm going to show you today came from McFly's 8-Bit Avenue online store. Definitely check out McFly's shop if you want to find some great games for great prices. First, number 153 is Revolt, which I paid $3.50 for. The cart is in pretty good condition, as are most carts that I get from McFly. This is a game where you race remote-controlled cars around tracks. It's a combat racer where you pick up items and use them against other racers, sort of like Mario Kart. I felt that the cars can be a bit hard to control sometimes. There's an abundance of tracks to race on, and there's the ability to create your own custom courses. And there are plenty of cars for you to choose from and unlock. Personally, I think you're better off playing Mario Kart or Diddy Kong Racing than this game. Next, number 154 is Off-Road Challenge, which I paid $4 for. Again, really good condition except for the sticker on the back. This game uses the same engine as Cruisin' USA and has very similar gameplay. You pretty much just press and hold the accelerate button and just go non-stop the entire time. It has some power-up items and money that you can pick up on the race course. You also get money from winning races, and then you can spend the money on upgrades for your car between each race. It's a pretty good arcade racing game. Then number 155 is Wave Race 64, which I paid $4.50 for. And again, it's in really good condition. This game is a very popular water racing game. It has great water graphics and physics, especially for an N64 game. While racing around the tracks, there are lots of heavy waves to fight against, and ramps to jump, and other obstacles to avoid. You also have to make sure that you stay on the correct side of these balloons that are floating in the water throughout the course. Plus, the announcer is always yelling at you while racing. There are 4 different watercrafts for you to choose from, and you can optionally customize them to your liking. Overall, this is a pretty fun water racing game. Then, number 156 is Winback, which I paid $5.50 for. And, yet again, great condition cart from McFly. This game is a third-person perspective cover-based shooter. It's not a very stealthy game, but you also can't just run and gun. You definitely need to take your time in combat and use cover to your advantage. However, the camera controls can be a bit of a pain, as they are controlled by the C buttons on the controller. It would be much easier if there was a second analog stick on the N64 controller, but as we know, there isn't. The music and sound is pretty good, and the game has a pretty straightforward story. It's sort of a Metal Gear Solid clone, which did come out before it. It's definitely a fun game, and you should pick up a copy of this if you don't already have it. Finally, we have number 157, Space Invaders, which I paid $6.50 for. And just like all of the other carts from McFly, it is in just great condition. This game is a pretty decent modern version of Space Invaders. It is certainly an arcade remake done correctly, but at the same time it has added new gameplay elements to the classic game. For instance, there is a new special attack that is gained by shooting enemies of the same color that builds up a meter, and when that meter is full, you can use that color special attack. So for example, one color special attack will go up and it'll hit the invader, and then go horizontally right and kill all of the invaders, all of the other invaders on that line. The game looks decent with the 3D models for ships, but I think it would have looked a little bit better if it used sprites instead. But it is still a lot of fun if you enjoy Space Invaders. So that's all I've got to show for this episode. As always, thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have anything to say about the 5 games I showed today, then be sure to leave a comment down below. And if you're new to the series, be sure to subscribe so you can get notified of the next episode. And remember, you gotta get the power up to beat the game.